Okay, let's talk about heroic Ula'tek. This is a week 1 guide. I'm expecting nerfs on this boss in the coming weeks, so some of the stuff mentioned in this guide might not be relevant anymore. It is a very hard boss, probably one of the hardest heroic bosses they've ever released for a week 1. It's been nerfed, but it is still very hard. But this is what we're planning to do to kill week 1. The first phase is very similar to normal. There's 3 eggs that have to get picked up on spawn. Do not get hit by a wave if you have an egg. On heroic, if you spawn one of the vipers from getting hit by a wave, it's probably a wipe. It's not guaranteed. We can obviously swap to it and kill it, but it is very scary if that happens, and it can quickly cause a wipe. The mechanic order is the same as normal. So we'll be hitting the boss for a few seconds and then the tail will spawn and then the tail will do its slams. On heroic, you have to have 2 groups for the slams because it gives you a vulnerability up when you take a slam. So we're going to have our group 1 and group 2 take the slams. Group 1 will always be left of the tail. Group 2 will always be right, no matter the order of the slams. We don't care about the order. We're just standing where we're going to take the slam whenever it does happen. You want to be on the edge of of your slam leaning towards the other, especially if you have an egg, so any melee that are standing in that egg slam, the other slam can cleave on your ads when they spawn. But yep, as soon as the slams happen, we can go back to boss. Obviously we want to finish off these ads quickly and then go back to boss. Something that I mentioned on normal that isn't actually true is that the tank has to go back to the tail after this sweep, and that's when the swap was happening. The tank can actually just stay on the boss until after the waves. So as soon as that sweep happens, we get waves. Tank doesn't have to go back to the tail until after the waves are done because it doesn't slam. It's channeling the waves as well. So tanks, it'll be a little bit safer because you don't have to like eat waves in the face. Another heroic change is there will be spectral tails that are shooting waves out as well, so they can come from behind us or from the other side. So there will be slightly more waves. You see those coming from the back right, these coming from the back left. Those are spectral tails that are shooting those waves out. So just more stuff to dodge on heroic. After that first set of mechanics, the boss will dive and go to a random other quadrant. And then it will do the same cycle as normal, where it's spawn the eggs. You get a lot of eggs here. Everyone's looking to pick up eggs here. It doesn't matter who; they just need to get picked up. We're picking up the eggs and then going to and then we're getting a set of waves. So it's eggs and then waves. So we're dodging these waves, and then we're going to the tail for soaks. And then as soon as we're done with these soaks, the burn phase is triggered. This is where we're lusting. We can actually lust a little bit before the burn, just so we get the full value. The lust is actually like right when the first slam happens. So when the first slam is when we're lusting, and that should last through the entire burn. So yeah, just make sure we remember to lust a little bit before the burn, and we will have it for the burn. The intermission is where things start getting a little, or phase 2 is where things start getting a little crazy. We will split into our sides. We'll always be going to the same sides. So like if the boss dives over here, group 1 has to go far. If the boss dives over here, group 2 has to go far. Just make sure you're aware of where you're going. It's going to be kind of easy to get disoriented between pulls and go to the wrong side. We cannot have that happen. We need to have even splits. So make sure you're going to the right side, and we will also have a call to be like, a group 1 is on boss, group 2's far, or group 2 is on boss, group 1's far, to make it a little bit easier. As soon as the burn happens, we are going to our sides. We'll have some movement plan to help people who cannot easily cross the gap. We don't want to take this gate first. We're going to take it back. So you want to be using your movement abilities here to go to the platform. And anyone who can't do that, we have plans. It's in the raid plan, and we'll talk about it tonight. We're going over as soon as the door opens. And the tank is actually going to pull the warden back. So you're going to pull the warden back towards the gate, towards this middle platform. And he's going to immediately cast his egg awakening ability and teleport to these eggs. This reduces the number of eggs that he actually triggers, and it also makes it consistent which ones he is going to trigger. So both tanks are just going to pull the warden back, and it's going to teleport across. DPS can get ready to be in this room when that happens. And we're just DPSing down the warden, prioring the warden, and cleaving off of these clutches, cleaving off onto these eggs. The major mechanic of this phase is called Grasping Fangs. This is the heroic mechanic. 6 players, on at least on high raid sizes. The number of players targeted might decrease on lower raid sizes. I'm not sure, but for our raid size, there's going to be 6 people targeted with tethers, 3 on each side. We are going to be popping them in order of 2 tethers on the group 2 on the right group, 2 tethers on the left group, 1 on the right group, 1 on the left group. It gives you a vuln. So we're gonna get 2 stacks of the vuln. You see, he has a personal timer. This is gonna be a good thing that you can put into your liquid reminders, health pot planned, Zephyrs. We're basically emptying the bag here to live these stacks. I will have things assigned in the note as well for things like AMZ, Rally, Link, Healing CDs. But Lolup will be calling the break order. As soon as he tells you to break, you need to break as fast as possible. If you're a range player, you can stretch. You'll see a circle around you. You can stretch your tether to the max distance, and then as soon as Lolup tells you to break, you break instantly. We want to do this as quickly as possible, so we have this dot on us for the least amount of time. So you see the 2 breaks there happen basically instantly. We're just spamming healing, spamming externals, trying to live through it. So this is actually the second set of 2 stacks. Then we'll get a 1 stack. And then 1 more 1 stack. And then as soon as we're done with tethers, we're picking up eggs and going back to the cauldron. We'll have the same assignments for the Doomscale egg as normal. It will be Lolup on right side and Rior on the left side. Remember to wait for everyone to pick up a small egg first. We're going to the cauldron. And then as soon as we spawn all the eggs, we're actually going to be gating back to the main platform. We're not staying here and blowing all these adds up on our platforms. We're just going back. And we're killing adds together. Whichever side is faster on dunking can run to the other side like this. You see the left side over here was faster than the right side. So they are grouping together on the right side, killing the Doomscales. As soon as the Doomscales die, the boss will spawn. This is on a fixed timer, so if you're fast, he won't do his burn right away. You'll have a little bit of DPS time. They get the burn right away. So we are sending all CDs again here, getting as much damage out during the burn as possible. And as soon as the burn is over, we get Intermission. So Intermission also has a pretty significant change from normal. There will be twice as many slams, and we're split into groups. So group 1 will always take the first slam. Group 2 will always take the second slam, and we will alternate. So it'll be 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Lolup will be calling all of the soaks for group 2. I will be calling all the slams for group 1. Johnny and me are actually going to swap groups for this, just so I'm in the other group and can do the calls. We are prioing getting in the soaks. We are not prioing add damage. We are getting in the soaks. This is the most important part of this phase. It reduces the damage that everyone takes when we get into the soaks. And then once we're finished with soaks, we can finish off the adds, and P3 will start. So again, P3 is just stand in the middle. We'll get knocked back. And we're looking for the bubbles to know where the boss is going to spawn. Positioning for this is ranged are always going to be back left of on this left platform from the boss. Melee are obviously on the boss. And basically right away, we are going to get egg spawns. Ranged are completely swapping off the boss and focusing on killing the back platform egg and the egg underneath them. You can help with the far one as well if you have the ability to cleave like that. Melee are going to this egg back on the right, so opposite of the ranged, killing that egg. And we just want to make sure that these get taunted. Tank can go with the melee. The off tank can go with the melee to this melee egg to make sure it gets. You pick up aggro on it immediately, and it doesn't melee one of the melee players. We're getting these gripped under the boss and DPS down. Immediately after that, we are getting our first set of Serpent Bite soaks. For Heroic, we are assigning groups for these. You can be inside the red circle as soon as it spawns. Everyone should be in their spots basically immediately. This is very similar to Mythic Dimensius circles. One is on melee, one is on a healer, and one is on a range player. Based on our group split for tonight, melee is going to be fine, just chilling there. Everyone who is a melee player can be in melee. This is assuming Farch is going to be playing Havoc also. Um, in the healer soak, we'll have Pete, Sweaters, and Rat Balls, so our 2 evokers and our Dev DH. And then ranged, Rior, you will be a floater. If one of these 3 players gets targeted with the range soak, you are going to the healer one. So basically, we're going to be stacked. If you see 2 spawn on the healer, then you just immediately go in. We don't need any like vocalization or anything. You'll just see both spawn on this healer stack because we should be pre-standing in our spots, so it'll be obvious to you that you need to float in. We will be soaking these, and as soon as they go away, everyone is going to get a spread circle on them. This first one is pretty easy. You can just spread around the platform, but if you are ranged and it is easy for you to move around, it is very good to go to this far platform just to give more space to people. These are pretty scary if you overlap them. It can very easily kill people, especially on the later ones. We get waves. On Heroic, waves are coming from the back as well, so we have to be aware of that. Melee especially. Make sure you don't get blindsided by a wave from behind you. Immediately after the soaks, we get a second egg spawn as well. This is going to be dealt with the same way. Ranged on the left and back, melee on the right and front. Killing these as fast as possible. And then after these eggs are dealt with, he will destroy the platform. The boss always rotates counterclockwise in this phase. His first platform is random, but after that, it is a counterclockwise rotation until the end of the fight. So we will just all rotate as a group counterclockwise, 1 platform. This second platform starts with egg spawns. Now that a platform is destroyed, one of the eggs will just spawn in the goop, and that will create a Blight Scale Screecher. This just needs to get picked up by a tank and pulled into melee. It has a kick. It's only going to go off once, so we only need 1 kick per ad that spawns. But if it goes off, we wipe. It's a 6-second stun and a huge dot, so the whole raid gets stunned and we just die. So this kick can never go off, especially because there's only 1 kick. We are very scared of this kick ever going off. Do not let it go off. Other than that, we're dealing with the eggs the same way, except melee can just stay on the boss and focus on their egg, while ranged deal with the back 2 eggs. DKs are always looking to grip in the hatchlings when they finish off the eggs, especially so ranged don't get meleeed. Usually it will be me looking for those grips because it will also give me threat on them. This second platform is the scariest part of this phase. So the order of mechanics here is we get the eggs, like I mentioned, and then we'll get soaks. So we'll get our melee healer ranged soaks. As ranged, it is actually pretty good to lean left for this. We're going to get waves at the same time, so just look for your safe spot. But leaning left is good because the scary part of this is as soon as the spread goes out, Ula'tek is breaking the platform. So all of the melee have to get off of this platform basically immediately after the red circles are done being soaked. Ranged, you just need to fuck off. You need to just get out of their way. They have to react very quickly to this. You are already in a safe spot, so you have a lot more time to think about where you're going. If you can get to this back platform, go to that back platform. Do not stay on this platform. You need to give as much space as possible to melee jumping off this platform. If anyone is left behind on this platform, they die. If melee cleave each other, they probably die. This is a great place for personals. This is the scariest overlap for this phase. So be nice to your melee. Give people room. Do not kill people. Immediately after the second platform is broken, we get basically all 3 mechanics at the same time. We will get soaks and egg spawns. So we'll handle these the same way. Melee, healer, ranged. We're soaking and eggs are spawning at the same time. This means 2 kick ads this time. These need to get picked up by the tank. And melee are focusing on their egg. Ranged are focusing on their egg. Spreading here should be easier, but melee, if you're still DPSing down in this egg, be careful. Don't crowd people. It should be fine. We should have enough damage to deal with it. Shouldn't be a big deal. Waves are coming out. Here's the kick. It's called Vicious Echoes. Both of them are casting it. One of them almost goes off. We need to make sure we're watching for kicks on these. Focus markers, focus kicks are great for this. I highly advise, especially range, having focus kick. Put a marker in it. Mark the mob you're going to kick. so other people know that someone has it focused and is ready to kick it. Overlap someone's marker if they're both marked. Like, we want redundancies for this. Do not let the kick go off. This last platform is just 3 people get marked. These guys are going to sack. We are not soaking them. We do not have enough room to spread. They are just dying. And if we have reses, we can get them up after. And as soon as these circles are done, he will go into his last burn phase. Lots of rubble, lots of waves, lots of scary. Just try and live. Make sure you're hitting the heart and kill the boss.